Hello and welcome to Funny Business. Tonight's top turn is Lee Hurst, star of They Think It's All Over and Saturday Live. So let's go and have a chat. Also on this week's show, squeaky voice stand-up Joe Pasquale, hit sketch show Get Up Stand Up, and the best in TV and video. But first, Lee Hurst talks about his mammoth nationwide tour. So Lee, welcome to Funny Business.
Thank you very much, Joe.
Nice to have you here. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is this huge big tour that you're doing.
Yes.
Which is a massive tour. Is this the first sort of nationwide tour you've done?
Yeah, I did a small run earlier in the year, just 17 dates, but this one is like humongous, 39, all around the country.
So, you looking forward to it?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's, you know what it's like, stand up is better than doing the telly, isn't it? Definitely better than doing, you don't have to do all this paraphernalia, it's rubbish this, you just get up and do it.
And are you going to be sort of updating you, because your material when you're on stage doing, you know, clubs on the circuit, is very current and very topical material, so you're going to be updating it constantly?
Yeah, we've got all that time to kill in the car, so I reckon I'll be reading the papers and coming up with stuff for that night.
So people could come and see it every one of those 39 nights and see different shows?
No.
I'm trying to help you sell some tickets.
Yeah, no, well, I'm not gonna. If anybody followed me around for 39 days, they're just going to be a chisel sharpener, and I don't want to meet them. So, hello, you'd be funny with holes. I don't like those sort of things.
Right.
Really.
So, I mean, from doing They Think It's All Over, people have quite a defined image of you, seeing you on TV, and you're like this geezer who knows about sport. Do you think you're going to get people coming along expecting to hear loads of football gags? And
Well, I wondered that on the smaller tour I did earlier in the year, but the audience was really mixed, male, female, old, young. It was a complete sort of cross-section of society, so I don't think that's really a problem. I don't think, you do get people, because there will be a point in the show where I say, what do you want to talk about, and they can shout out, and they're bound to shout out, what's Garridon's like, what's David Gow like, you know, and we'll get through that and move on to other things.
so this bit where you ask for suggestions from the audience, has that ever gone horribly wrong?
No, what sometimes happens, you just get like really weird stuff. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but they just go bizarre on you. We did lower stuff, and this woman started talking about the local fish market, and that they display fish, and that it didn't seem that anybody actually bought them. That it was just some sort of like fish fashion show. It was just bizarre. But she, you know, everybody else basically sat further away from us. I don't think she was a regular kind of person. You know what I mean?
So, getting back to They Think It's All Over, it looks like it's a really good laugh doing that show. Is it fun?
Oh yeah, it's a good laugh. You know, I mean, I'm just paid to take piss out of people, really. You know, I think I'm just ill. Actually, I don't think I'm funny. I'm just ill. So come and see me before I get well.
So, and you seem to have quite an encyclopedic knowledge of sport.
It's bullshit.
Well, you carry it very well then.
I know. I'm complete bullshit. I have no knowledge of sport really. Athletics, I know about athletics, a bit about boxing, very little about football. But I get by. I manage to wing it.
So when you're doing that the sportsman thing, where you have to feel people up, because I saw it the other way and there was two women on, and you were both very cagey, weren't you? Sort of going for shoulders.
Well, we quickly established they were women. With both experience in those fields. But no, it is a bit awkward when you've got to go for it. If it's a bloke, you can do it like that. I mean, I think I'm the only person in this country, apart from, well, there's probably some other people who've touched Stephen Redgrave's willy. Certainly the only person who's done it on television. It was a mistake, Steve, honestly. But if Thursday's still on, I'm okay for it. And it was, but with women, it's just a bit dodgy. It's like, oh, you don't know who's going forward. I'd rather it be like sort of a bloke that gets puffed up. That could be taken out of context.
You came in to stand up quite late, didn't you?
Yeah, it was about 9:30 at night. And
no, but you're not one of these.
I had to say that, Jojo. I'd be chucked out of the Comedians Guild if I didn't. You know that.
But you actually did some real work, didn't you, before you came in?
I like the way you say that. Real work.
Proper job.
Proper job. Yeah, I did. I did everything. I did cleaning, building, office work, van driving. Had a stall in the market, selling toiletries. you name it, I've done it, but you probably could name things that I haven't done, which would
Well,
sort
I
of
won't.
disqualify that statement. Dolphin juggling, I haven't done that.
But when you were working on the market, do you think, were you sort of quite a funny guy then?
No, we starved, basically. we were crap at it. I put it on my CV as 2 men freezing. That's basically what it was. We just froze our asses off for about 10 months in Watney Street Market, selling toilet. We used to take loads of toilet rolls out of us, not because we would sell many, but we used to stack them up and use them as a windshield. It was like a little igloo thing, you know.
So not a good training ground then?
No, there were about 8 of us to start with, but supplies ran out. Just 2 of us survived. Ranulph Fiennes came and got us out of the market. Very good of him.
So what made you go from selling toilet rolls to being a funny guy?
Starvation.
At least it was indoors.
It was indoors. I don't know really, I sort of drifted into it. I started off writing comedy and then didn't have much success in selling those on. Sold a couple of gags here and there, a couple of TV shows and radio shows, and then got involved in a community theatre group in the East End, and it went from there really. Just got steered into performing.
Right. And so you're glad you made this move, obviously.
Oh yeah, it's been a laugh. It beats working.
So you mentioned earlier about not wanting to do so much driving because of your back, and there's been a bit of press about it. What is it that you've got? Is something with the spine?
Ankylosing spondylitis.
That's the one.
Yeah,
It was on the tip of my tongue.
Well, I've just won Countdown. And so doing 2 shows at once, it's cheaper that way. Rich, I'll be over in a minute, mate. And yeah, it's all the vertebrae fusing together.
So, and obviously, I mean, that must affect every sort of part of your life, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's there all the time, but you try and put it to the back of your mind, because otherwise you might just go bang, you know what I mean? And that'd be silly because those are fingers. But that's not going to do anything, that, is it? Unless it's some sort of old Chinese massage technique. But no, you've just got to crack on with things. Really.
And you have to work hard to sort of stay fit. And make
yeah, that's all you can do, is because you get inflammation in the spine. So if you exercise, it helps reduce the inflammation, and it helps maintain your posture. Because if your spine fuses badly, you'll end up sort of stooped. So you try and keep your chest out, shoulders back, and keep your posture good.
So on this tour then, presumably, I mean, you're not going to be doing driving up this week, right?
No.
Are you worried about that then?
No, I'm okay on that, because if I'm sitting in the back, I can sort of bob around like
right.
a naughty child. And are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? And just irritate the hell out of people because of internal car rage. And so I'm okay on that, you know, and we'll stop a few times on the way on the longer distances. I'll be okay.
Yeah, because I saw Rich and Judy and you said it's about staying in one place too long. If you lay down
if
too long.
if I'm driving, so if you sit there like that, it starts to hurt quite a bit. But on stage, if I do over an hour, then I do get a bit of lower back pain. So I will have a chair on stage and I will sit down. It's not some lazy. I'm just sort of flexing the spine a little bit, and I'll be up and running around like that.
That's a good excuse, isn't it?
It is, I know. I haven't got an illness at all. It's been a long-term plan, 10 years in the making.
So you can sit down on stage.
Yeah, I'm so lazy. I'm going to have a sofa by the end of my career. In fact, I'm going to have people come round and do it in my bedroom, so to speak.
What, they can be your audience,
Yeah,
do it from your bed.
Oh, yeah, I know. Well, it goes back to my earlier career with the lap dancing and the blindfold.
Funny how things go full circle.
It is indeed.
Well, anyway, I wish you lots of luck with the rest of
Thank
the
you very much,
career. It's been
Joker.
great having you. Cheers.
See you later.
And now, our sporty preview section, Ian's Corner.
Oh, hello there. My name's Ian Coyle, and you know, there's nothing I like more than a few rounds of golf, and then a few more rounds at the bar afterwards with the showbiz pals.
And speaking of which, who's this? It's the oldest swinger in town, and his nightmare seems to be reoccurring as he tees off with Tarby's nightmare holes of golf 2.
What a pity. 4 under par and 2 to play, and the shot went at 17. And another one goes at the 18th with 3 putts. Oh. I don't believe I've seen that. Well, it's difficult to find words to describe that. It's probably better to say nothing.
London calling Moscow. Come in, Moscow.
This is Moscow. Boris Ilyachanov speaking. Hello there. How are you? It's a great pleasure to be speaking with you again.
told the dog was out.
The police mistakenly thought Brabo was safe when they spotted Cassie on the shore.
And my thought was I could perhaps get to him and offer him some support and sort of keep him afloat.
Wave if you can hear me! Keith, where are you going? I'm going to get him now.
Keith's a trained lifesaver.
He was desperate. He was about to go under. People should not go swimming in reservoirs. It is as simple as that. Either pleasure swimming or trying to rescue an animal. People have done that and then lost their lives. It's very, very dangerous. By the time I got there, he was obviously very cold. He was upset and disorientated, and probably quite frightened. Really. But it was only as I got closer that I realised that the dog was also still in the water as well.
Police!
It was quite a big, sort of hefty dog. I had no idea how it was going to react. You know, it perhaps could have attacked me or whatever.
Just hang on. But you must let go of the dog.
Oh, no way. I'm not letting go of the dog.
I can't take you both back.
I'm not leaving the dog.
There was no way he was going to go back without that dog.
Come this far, I'm not letting you now. You must.
I couldn't. I just couldn't do it.
All right.
So I thought, well, I'll try.
Come on. Come on, boy. Come on. Let's get over the end. Oh, boy. Oh.
He tried to manoeuvre the raft round in the right direction, but with that Bravo tippled off the raft and I did, and we both went under the water. I was terrified, there's no doubt. Once you go down and you think, is he gone down? And you come up again and you've got to start again to try and get him. And then he started swimming again. It was terrifying.
It was trying to work out how to hold the raft and hold the dog and swim all at the same time.
Come on.
The dog was right on my chest, on this raft, and its face was right in front of me, you know, literally inches from each other.
You all right? Just take it easy, hold on.
He was very, very cold. He was having difficulty moving. It was very slow progress. It was a long swim back.
Well done! Yeah! Come on, come on! Come on! Well done!
Was I glad to be alive? I tell you, I really was. And I thought to myself, this is a brave man. Because without him, I'd have been gone. I'd have been drowned because I wouldn't have lasted much longer there because it was so cold.
You all right?
Rescue from the reservoir. It's going with the ambulance shortly.
Bravo passed away about 6 months ago, but he had 3 very good years after this event. We are hoping in the very near future to get another dog as a companion for Cassie. But it's taken us a while to get over the death of Bravo. But we will. Life goes on.
And in July 1996, Jerry's wife Mary surprised him with a new Labrador puppy.
It's beautiful, eh?
Oh. Beautiful.
Oh boy. The baby.
Oh, this is Bravo. This is Bravo. Oh, Bravo.
It's just like that.
Oh, boy.
Jerry Morrow was very lucky. Unless you're a trained lifesaver, you should never put yourself in danger by going into the water to rescue a pet, however hard it seems. It's always best to leave it to the experts. But suppose you come across an injured animal on dry land. Would you know what to do? This is Ted. As you'll see in a moment, he's a pretty talented actor, and he's one of the animals that has helped us with our next film. We've also had help from the RSPCA to put together this advice on first aid for animals. It's estimated that 1 million animals are killed on our roads every year. Running over an animal can be a distressing experience, but if you stop to help, be aware of road safety. Don't put yourself in danger. Any injured animal will be shocked, frightened, and in pain. It's vital you approach it as carefully and reassuringly as possible. Even your own pet can be unpredictable when it's hurt, so as you try to help it, take care to avoid being bitten or scratched. Any wild animal you try to help will think you're going to attack it, so it could die of shock if you rush it to the vet. Always phone first for advice. The local police should have a phone number. They must be contacted by law if a dog or farm animal has been injured or killed. You'll need to tell the vet the breed of animal, where it's hurt and how badly, whether it's been restrained and exactly where the accident happened. An animal is seriously injured if it's unable to stand, is in pain when it tries to move, or if it's bleeding severely. Remember, an animal that seems to be dead may just be unconscious, so check for breathing. If there are signs of major injury, call a vet quickly. Some of the first aid skills you'd use to help a person in trouble can be applied to a pet. Unless there's immediate danger, you shouldn't move them. You can use a blanket to gently restrain them and prevent heat loss. This will reduce shock. With a clean handkerchief, you can apply pressure and stem bleeding. If the vet decides to come out to the animal, stay with it. If the vet asks you to take it to the surgery, get their advice on doing this safely. With a wild animal that isn't badly hurt, create a warm, dark, quiet place for them to calm down. A small animal can be put in a secure box with air holes and water available. If they're not better in a few hours, get expert advice. The RSPCA will help with the initial costs of treating a pet if the owners can't be found immediately. Wild animals are usually treated for free. There's more information about first aid for animals in this free leaflet. To get a copy, send a large stamped addressed envelope to RSPCA 999 leaflet, Causeway, Horsham, West Sussex, RH12 1HG. And we'll give you that address again at the end of the programme.
Tonight we're taking our last visit to the emergency medical services on the Spanish holiday island of Mallorca. This summer, a 999 Lifesavers camera crew has been finding out what happens when our holiday dreams turn sour. Sondireta is Mallorca's largest hospital. With 1,000 beds, it's the size of a UK teaching hospital. Holidaymakers who are critically injured on Mallorca usually end up here. Others are flown from surrounding islands by air ambulance.
In a normal day, we see about 300 or 400 emergencies. The people we receive here are traumatic patients, most of them. We have then problems perhaps with the alcohol too. The tourists normally, all the tourists, the young tourists, they drink a lot when they are on holiday. And we receive every morning, we have 2 or 3 tourists completely drunk in the emergency department, waiting until they are better.
Almost 1,000 tourists a year end up at Sondireta Hospital after drinking too much. Most need only minor treatment for cuts and bruises or alcohol poisoning. Others are more serious.
My legs were like jelly, you know, my arms.
Fred Harvey from Inverness was flown here by air ambulance from Ibiza. He needed emergency surgery on a serious neck injury after an evening of high jinks at a nightclub.
7 feet back from the swimming pool with a 35, 40 foot balcony at a VIP lounge. And I had too much to drink and decided to dive off that into the swimming pool. Did one big dive, a lot of people clapped, went back upstairs again, there was about 6,000 people watching it. So I did the dive again, swan dive, 40 foot into the swimming pool. No problem, into 6 foot of water. Came downstairs, me and my friends were going to leave, and I realised I couldn't find the car keys. I said, oh my God, I said, they're in the swimming pool. And I jumped off the edge of the swimming pool. Not the 40 foot dive, just 1 foot ledge above the water. Hit my head off the bottom of the pool, and here I am. I eventually came round after all the x-rays. It was 4 vertebrae out of place. or 4 vertebrae broken.
Fred's now had enough of being stuck in hospital. He wants to discharge himself, against the wishes of the medical team, who say he's still not well enough to leave.
If he's not getting better, they have to decide a second operation in your neck.
Why is this?
Because
Because when I sign this paper, he has no more responsibility.
The problem is that he has to stay in the hospital to be operated again. And then it seems that he's not very, he do not want to be operated again, and he want to go home.
He wants to go home, and I don't think nobody can convince him to stay.
But our job is to try to convince
Try
you.
to convince me.
Yes.
And I know you do it for my own good, but I'm going. Now I can get up, walk about, sit down, move my arms, and without the collar today, the doctor took the collar off, it's fine. So as you've probably heard, I've already decided I'm going to Ibiza for a few days, and I'm going to fly home to the love and attention of my mother.
When they are at home, they are cared by British doctors, British nurses in a British hospital. But the medical attention we have here is as good as in another country. But they prefer to be at home. It's normal.
Fred Harvey did discharge himself and is now recovering at home in Scotland. Pregnant women often don't want to miss out on a holiday, but the stress of travelling can occasionally bring on premature labour. Mums-to-be should take advice before they go.
More problems is in the first 3 months and the last 3 months of pregnancy, or last 2 months of pregnancy. So I think the best time to go on holidays, it's I think from 4, 5 months pregnant until 6.5, 7. Then if anything's happened, there's no problem.
And for the 3.5 million of us due to jet off on winter sun holidays, Dr. Vidal has some timely advice.
We can see if somebody is British because they are completely red always when they are in holiday, because they are all the day on the beach, perhaps without a good skin protection. They should pay attention with alcohol when they are on holiday and with the sun. Essentially, these two advices.
That's the last of our visits to the holiday hospitals of Mallorca. Something to think about for anybody who's planning a holiday abroad. As Dr. Vidal says, sun protection is vital. There's now a clear link between sunburn and an increased risk of skin cancer. Remember travel insurance. Even in Europe, you could end up in a private clinic. This woman was charged £600. If you're paddling on rocks, beware of sea urchins. Their sharp spines left Peter Wilson with a badly infected foot. Drink plenty of bottled water, especially if you suffer from holiday tummy, or you could end up in hospital with dehydration. But take it easy with alcohol. As Dr. Vidal says, overindulgence is a major cause of many holiday accidents.
Our final story tonight involves an ex-jump jockey, Ian Schumacher from Gloucestershire. He gave up racing because he felt it was too dangerous, yet ironically, it was his move into the fish and chip business that was to lead to the worst fall of his life.
Calabrese and Viking Venture wins it from Calabrese in second, first number 7. Viking Venture ridden by Ian Schumacher.
I'd had quite a lot of success early on in my career, which included riding winners for the Queen and Queen Mother. I had a lot of fun doing it. For the last 2 or 3 years, I decided that the injury risk was very high, and I'd try and do something else with my life while I was still young enough.
We'd only had the shop about 6 months. We were very new to it, and it was very different. It was hard work, but we were enjoying it. You know, everything was going well.
In our reconstruction, Ian and his wife Neve are played by actors.
I was 9 months pregnant, actually due on the day of the accident. Connor, our eldest child, he was 2.5 and he was asleep upstairs. I was getting some things together, packing my bag for when I was to go into hospital to have our baby.
And I'd been making sure at the end of the evening that I had very little work to do in the morning in case we had to go into hospital. I shut the shop and turned all the fryers off and let the oil cool. But it takes an awful long time for oil to cool, I mean hours. That oil was probably about 300 degrees. So when you consider that water boils at 100, it was very, very hot. Very hot. I started to scoop the oil out of the pans, and there was probably 7 to 8 gallons of oil. It was near enough full. The container started to swell, and I thought, my goodness, this is going to burst. I better get out of the way.
Ian? I heard a couple of shouts coming from downstairs.
Something like, oh God, I've burnt myself or something. I tried to run back and I slipped.
Ian?
I was nearly hysterical, it was that painful.
Ian, what's wrong?
I tried to get up but kept slipping.
What's happened? I'm myself! Ian!
I was ripping all my clothes off, screaming hysterically because it was just so painful.
I can see his hands are very red.
You hurt your legs as well?
Yeah, my legs.
How did it happen?
Your oil.
It was just such a panic, just to, you know, try and relieve the pain, that we were just working very hard and very quickly.
I'll go phone for an ambulance. It won't be long.
The parts of me started to hurt, like my feet and my bottom and the backs of my legs.
Oh, please come quickly. He's my husband. He's been badly burned. Mrs. Schumark. We're in Park Street. It's Greedy's fish and chip shop.
Then I remembered the door was locked. I mean, we always locked the door after closing. And I needed to get down and open it for them. The stairs were very treacherous. But I knew what to expect. I knew the stairs, so I was just very careful. I didn't even think of the fact that I was 9 months pregnant. All I could think about was Ian and the safety of the ambulance men getting into the shop.
After unlocking the door, Neve rang the emergency services again.
I thought I'd better warn you there's hot oil all over the floor of the shop. So your ambulance men had better be careful when they come in.
I just started to soak some towels in the cold water in the sink, and then was wrapping it around his back and his ankles just to try and ease the pain.
We always speculate as to what you're going to find, and invariably you're wrong. But it's human, you know, to think ahead and perhaps prepare yourself.
Hello, anybody there?
Went into the shop and were confronted by a sea of chip fat. You could feel it through your shoes. It was still that warm.
Anybody there?
Up here! We're up here!
I was just so relieved that help was here. I felt I could relax a bit more.
Please hurry!
Okay.
We just wanted to get to the top of the stairs and find out what had happened.
This way!
When's the baby due?
Today! But it's not me, it's my husband!
We were confronted by a stark naked man who was in obvious pain, a lot of pain. We suggested that he might like to sit on the window ledge where there was a gentle cooling draft from the window.
Probably saw my bare bottom out through the window.
See what you got.
Quick.
The burns were quite extensive, possibly covered 20% of his body.
He just came up the stairs tearing off his clothes. I just pushed him towards the shower.
He's shown great presence of mind to be able to do that. So we simply followed along from his lead. We needed to give him some pain relief, the gas called Entonox. His wounds needed covering. We used cling film to keep the wounds clean, keep the air out. It's important to replace the fluids, and we did that by administering saline. You know what a small burn feels like, and to see a guy who had suffered severe burns, you really did go out to him. The stairs were somewhat slippy. We tipped upside down in the flat at the bottom. It would have been total disaster and a complete loss of face, I think.
I wanted Neve to come with me. They wouldn't let her come in case it put her into labour.
As soon as Ian was in the ambulance, I just burst into tears, and it all sort of came flooding out, and, you know, that was just the relief, I think.
And they took me straight down to the burns unit. I was let out after 3 weeks. My hands, they healed very quick. They were the first thing to heal really, really well. I have a bit of scarring down here, but as you can see, they're fine now, and everything's good. I was back at work just over 2.5 months after the accident.
He insisted that when he came out at the other end, that we were to call in and see him. He looked particularly well. His hands were quite remarkable, and we enjoyed sampling his fish and chips.
I don't think I'll have any myself. It was really nice to see them again. I'm really pleased they did come and see me. I had a lot of cards from the locals. So
I bet you're boxing in the window.
I didn't have our second son until 2 weeks after the accident, a 10-pound baby boy, and we called him Kieran.
That's it for Lifesavers for this week.
We'll be back a week on Friday, that's November the 1st, with an update of our bonfire special.
Another chance to see the boy who broke the firework code and nearly paid with his life. And the man who climbed a bonfire with a can of petrol.
I thought I was going to let the children down. I just didn't want them to be disappointed with it, and it was that fact that led me to do something silly.
For your free copy of the leaflet on first aid for animals, send a stamped addressed envelope to RSPCA 999 Leaflet, Causeway, Horsham, West Sussex, RH12 1HG.
Men and women tell their stories of real-life heroics in this BBC book, available now.
Thursday night is the night for Watchdog. This week, the new telephone service coming to an NHS hospital near you. Calls will cost 5 times the normal rate. Ford Mondeos, what happened when the engineers inspected those ones that veer off to the left. And the Water Board spending £60,000 on improving its image and getting us to love them. Customers tell them how to do it for 50. That's Watchdog, the programme you cannot afford to miss. Thursday night, 7 o'clock, BBC One.
One small step for man.
And one giant leap for animal kind.
I hope you stick with BBC One while we try and sort this out.
Fact, fantasy, and a few sticky moments. Auntie's real-life TV favourites. Friday, 8:30 on BBC One.
Pasta and risotto are on BBC Two's menu now as Antonio Carluccio cooks his way round Italy. Here on BBC One now, it's simply a question of sport.